Hey y'all, this is AL Pick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. I am back at home. I went and ran a little errand, just went up the street and came back. But my mom asked me to take her hair down. And by the time I came back, I went on ahead and ate, and then I went back there and I'm looking, I'm like, Mom, you done already took your hair loose. So she had like maybe two braids left. Um, she had my sister braided up the last time my daddy washed her hair. I'm confused because I don't know if I told y'all this or not, but there have been times that my mom has had surgery or was like down bad sick or something like that, and my daddy has cooked, cleaned, and did our hair exceptionally well. Like my daddy know how to do hair. So I'm looking like, but he didn't braid your hair up. Why? Because when he was braiding and combing and brushing and everything to me and my sister's hair, even before my brother came along, he did it well. Like it didn't look half done. It looked like my mama probably did it or one of his sisters or somebody did it. Like my daddy know how to do hair, so I'm gonna ask them that when I go back in the house. Anyway, but yeah, I came in there and she had already been almost done, but she let me take the last two loose. But it was like the parted section. It was like matted up, but not for real. It's just because she lays on that part of her head a lot, but she wanted to like loosen it up, and so she put water on it, and she was doing it herself and or whatever. So, but yeah, I don't know what she gonna let me do, but she just has this whole routine that she does, and so tomorrow my daddy is going to wash her hair. So hopefully she'll let me twist it up because I feel like her hair twisted would be a lot better than it being braided up. I'm gonna see if she'll let me do like I do my hair, cause my mama hair is thick. Like my mom, she said something about her having a fro. I said, Mom, you used to have a fro. She was like, Well, you never saw me with a fro while y'all were, in existence. I said, Yeah, but I saw your pictures back in the day. You used to have a fro. So when she, at some point in time, when she was attending Alabama State University, she went and got her hair relaxed. I think she said she was 19 years old. So like a year after she had started at ASU, she went and got her hair relaxed, and so she started living the relaxed life and all that stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad that she don't relax her hair no more because her hair was like getting really thin, and she was becoming very obsessed with it has to be bone straight. And as soon as a little new growth came in, she was like, "Yeah, let me go on ahead and." So yeah, y'all. They didn't take my sister going natural well. That was the crazy part. She went natural. Then sometime after that, like after she did everything with the law school and everything, came back here, then she locked up. So it just, by that time they were accepting of it, but yeah, at first they were like not here for it. It it was that brainwashing stuff. It was just a whole lot of brainwashing that had happened, and so they had to unlearn some things. And yeah, now we all love ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that anybody who still relaxes does not love themselves, but I'm just saying, like, the degree in which they were like against curls, basically, it was just like, wow. Like, it was just like, so yeah. But anyway, I'm just anxious to see because her hair is really soft. I was like, my your hair soft? Like, and like when she first went natural, she thought that it would be very, very hard and that her hair would be so rough to handle. And my sister told her, like, your hair is really nice. You have a nice grade of hair. Her hair is super thick, but her hair is very soft. It's very manageable. Like it's thick. Now don't get me wrong, it's thick. It's just soft to the touch. Let me put it like that because her hair is super thick. Um, her hair is probably thicker than mine. Like that's the crazy part. Like my sister has super, super, super thick hair. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Their hair is probably thicker than mine. But anyway, it's been an experience. And I've been enjoying being able to be around them a lot. Like I'm not getting annoyed by them. Sometimes I mean after some time of me just being on my own, it's just gotten to the point where it's like, I just want to be by myself. And I'm used to being by myself. But I'm okay. And I'm still pretty much by myself. I'm just in the living room or whatever, off to myself. The dog be in there. Because it's too cold for the animals and stuff to be outside or whatever. So our dog be in there. She has her own little area and all that stuff. So she don't bother me. She be trying to act like she done lost her mind. Like, she tried to act like she lost her mind earlier today. She jumped up and tried to kiss my brother in my. He said, "Oh, we ain't finna start doing that," because she just randomly did it. Y'all, this dog has been around since before I left. Like, she doing the most. I don't even know how old she is no more. But yeah, I was at Alabama State University. I have a picture. I don't remember if I think I cropped her out of the picture. The heifer was in the picture. When it was a picture that I put up within a video showing y'all how I used to wear flowers in my hair a whole lot. And one of them was when I had went short. I cut my hair short, and I know for a fact I was at ASU, and I had like this little white or yellowish rose of some sort, some kind of flower in my hair, and I was outside. And she was in the background, but it's like every time I try to take a picture, she would get in the picture. It's like, girl, what's wrong with you? But yeah, she been around for a while. She don't act old or none of that. She just be doing the most. But anyway, my friend, she got on FaceTime with me on yesterday, and she went into the post office and checked my mailbox, my P.O. box, to make sure I didn't have anything in it. I had some random stuff from State Farm, and I don't know why they send me stuff because I went paperless, but I had something in there from them, and I told her she could just throw it away, and I told her that I shouldn't have been receiving anything else because I had my stuff forwarded. But she went and checked it for me, made sure nothing else was in there, made sure I didn't have any random packages that wanted to show up. And then she went to the front desk. So we talking on the phone before she get to the person. And so she went up there to tell them that she was turning it in for me. Well, it's a weird process to me because they were talking about how they didn't need, like, there was no email notification or verification or confirmation that I would receive. All the person has to do is just drop the keys off, and they throw them away. That's the word she said to me. That woman said, "We drop the keys off and throw them away." I'm like, what? Maybe she meant to say something else. Because why? Because y'all made a point to tell me that the keys was going to cost a crazy amount of money if I lost them and all this other stuff or whatever. So, yeah. But yeah, she ended up calling me, and she did that. And like, she put the woman on FaceTime with me. And so I know she remembered me because I come in there like quite often. And there will be times that my packages, instead of them just putting a key in there for me to go and retrieve it from one of the little areas or whatever, I would have like a yellow piece of paper, and it would have my P.O. box number on it for them to know, hey, she has packages up here. Sometimes the places that I have gotten my packages from, they'll try me and I have to pay some kind of a fee. And I'm like, for what? Like, y'all trying me. I could have just had it sent somewhere else. But, so yeah, she knew who I was, and she just explained it to me and told me that it's closed. The keys were handed in, and I'm like, okay, well, as long as y'all are seeing on y'all system that I handed it in, and y'all ain't gonna sit up here and try to make it seem like, oh, well, you didn't hand your keys in, and then y'all try to charge me or whatever. Like, I ain't got time for that. So yeah. Well, let me tell y'all about some things. There's some interesting things that have been happening since I've been here. Okay? I'm going to start with the most recent because the other thing is familiar, but it's still been happening since I've been here. So, I'm still on like social media or whatever, right? And so, this person that I apparently graduated with, he was like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. He said I look familiar. And I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at him like, yeah, ain't nothing about you ringing no bell, so I don't know what you're talking about. Child, come to find out, we graduated together. We went to Sidney Lanier High School together, because that's where I graduated from. Because I'm looking at his age. First of all, when I clicked on all of his stuff, it said we had all these people in common. Everybody except for like one person was related to me, and all of them that's related to me are on my dad's side of the family. So I made sure to say to him, are you related to me? Because like I don't understand, you related to all my cousins that's on my dad's side of the family, right? And so he was like, no, I'm not related to you. I was like, okay, are you sure? Because I don't know. Let me know, like, well, who your folks? What's going on here? Because at this point, what is the reason? Why is you friends with all my cousins? And then all the cousins that he's friends with the exception of one of them, we all the same age, meaning we all graduated the same year. Only one of them didn't graduate from Lanier. The other one, she graduated from Robert E. Lee, and then the other one, she's that's the same age as us. And then the other one that's a little bit younger than us, she graduated from Lee too, I think. But like I said, she's younger than us. But yeah, all the rest of us, we graduated together and we're related. So he just insists that we're not related. I'm like, okay. You say so. Like that's a strange coincidence. What's going on here? So I'm really like, ain't no way we went to school together. But I'm looking at everything. You talking about you went to Lanier like me. What is going on? So I'm looking at him like, okay, so who all did you go to school with? Like, I'm trying to see the people in common. Man, everybody he named off, I knew. He could say the first name, I'm saying the last name. He telling me people, and he telling me, oh, well, all them people, my cousins. And I'm like, how I know your cousins and I don't know you? I'm not understanding. So I'm like, well, did you do any extracurricular activities or something in school? Like, what, you a football player or something? Like, what happened? So he was in band. So I'm looking like, I'm not understanding because I knew a whole lot of the band members. I'm asking this dude, do you know my ex? Because the very first boyfriend I ever had in my life was when I was in the 6th grade. Okay? And my ex, even though he was not at that school, everybody at Lanier knew him. Okay? He ended up coming like the last year or something like that. So I asked him, I said, well, do you know him? He was like, yeah, I know him. Have you heard from him? Do you know what's going on with him? Y'all, I told y'all about this briefly, but let me go ahead and get it. This was a while back. To make a long story short, after we graduated from high school, I was in the government program, student support services. But before I got into student support service, I was in Upward Bound. I was in the classic Upward Bound. My sister was in Upward Bound math and science. So, and she's 2 years behind me. So anyway, this is going to be my last year being in it. So that summer, I was on ASU's campus, living on the campus. And because of my status, I had graduated and they allow you to get like 3 courses for free. And so they paid for them. And they were going to go towards whatever accredited university you were going to go to, whether it was going to be Alabama State University or somewhere else. But they would transfer, right? So I went on ahead and took a couple of courses that I knew that would be a part of my curriculum so I can get it on out of the way. And I've always wanted to go to ASU, so I already knew what it was going to be hitting for me. So I was like, well, hey, that's cool. Well, my ex, the guy that I was just talking about, I saw him on campus. So he walked up to me and was like, hey, Blunt, how you doing? Seemed cool. And I had like a nostalgia moment because I was just like, okay. Because he kind of like left me or whatever when we was in the 6th grade. But I feel like it was just because it was a stupid situation. But we were kids. But anyway, so he was cool with me. He remembered me. And I'm like, okay, not you remembering me. Cool. Ciao. So I had heard some tea before we graduated from high school. And I didn't say nothing about it because I'm like, hey, that ain't my business. Do what you do. And it's from somebody that I'm still friends with to this day. He and I became best friends and he told me some tea and I was like, wait a minute. But anyway, so the first week of school, there was a panty raid or something that happened. He was caught on campus with a guy. And I think that word got out about it because he was in a compromising position and he was embarrassed by it, and only like select people knew that status. And so he felt some type of way about it, and I never saw him ever again after that, like ever. And I was just like, if I'm not mistaken, he was there on a band scholarship. So I'm just like, man, forget that. Shoot, I'm there on a band scholarship too. Like, he loved band. Like, music was life for him. So I'm just like, man, forget all that. Like, we're at a point now, y'all. That was 2002. So I'm just saying to myself, why would you let that stop you from doing the things that you love to do? Like, living your truth, you buy or whatever. Like, whatever it is, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Now, he was an interesting looking person to me. I like all types of dudes. Like, my most recent ex swears that I have no taste. It's just, I don't know. I like all kinds of people. People that could be fine to me could be ugly as I don't know what to everybody else. But he was a nice looking person to me, but he was awkward looking a little bit or whatever. It is what it is. He was tall, lanky, geeky, and I was here for it. I'm just random. So anyway, I don't know. But yeah, he had that moment and then he just never returned. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. So, with that situation where I was going through that program, right? I did everything I was supposed to do. I loved it. Everything was great. Now, I forgot where I was going with this story. And now my foot trying to hurt. So anyway, yeah. So I'm asking the dude all these people, and I'm telling you, every single person I bring up, he know. Every single person he bring up, I know. And I'm just like, sir, this is not making sense. You graduated in 2002 as well. You walked too, right? He like, yeah. He was like, you look familiar. I just didn't know, I'm just like, you don't look familiar to me at all. And I'm the type of person that even though I was a loner, so to speak, or I had like maybe like less than 5 people that I would hang around with, I was cool with, I was just nerdy. I kept to myself. I enjoyed school. I just wanted to answer questions and go on about my business. I just want to do my work, make my A's or straight A's or almost straight A's and B's or whatever, and just be done. Get my grades and go. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't want to associate with nobody. I don't like y'all. Oh Lord, it was just a lot. Oh Lord, even when we had our senior picnic, when I tell y'all, my hair was laid to the gods, as the people would say. My hair was still relaxed. My hair was long. It was everything. I was cute the whole day. And I just, my friend, the same person who told me the tea about old boy being, bi or whatever, he had a vehicle. So he was like, oh, well, I'll take you over there because I didn't have a vehicle. So I was like, well, ain't no reason for me to say I'm going to go to the picnic if I can't get over there. Because the picnic was up from ASU at Oak Park. And everybody who is familiar with the history of Oak Park in Montgomery, Alabama, they closed off the pool and people were sitting up there and they was doing the most, putting bleach in it and segregated. It was a whole lot of foolishness going on. So I mean, we went through the park, had a good day. I was still standoffish, but I still had a good day. I was excited. I was happy. My friend was leaving out so that I could make it back up to the school so that I could catch my bus. They surrounded my friend's truck and threw water balloons and had water guns, wet my hair up, y'all. I set it off on the left, right, front, and back. My friend had to hold me because I started going off. And I mean, when I tell you I was so furious, I saw red because my hair was everything. It was a hot day on top of that. Like, come on now. Come on. So anyway, y'all, it was just a lot. So anyway, so I'm talking to the dude and I'm just like, I'm not understanding. I don't remember you. I don't remember your name, nothing. Like, his name ain't ringing a bell. His face ain't ringing a bell. Nothing about him is ringing a bell. I saw older pictures of him. I don't remember seeing him nowhere. And he swears that he graduated with me. And I'm just like. So anyway, the vibe been cool. It's been cool. You say anything recently? No. So yesterday, he kept on talking about he want a hug, he want a hug, he want a hug. And so I was like, boy, I needed to go to my storage unit anyway. And I was going to go get me something to eat. I had been wanting to go to this black-owned business here. And tell me why when I got over there, it said cash only. And I'm like, girl, what is going on? Like, what? Why? I didn't even realize. If I hadn't got out of my car, I would have never known that that's what the situation was, because I sat there. So anyway, he was like, well, let me know when you get here, because he already lived in the city, and I told him it was going to take me like 30 minutes to get there. So he was like, all right, well, just let me know when you get there. So in my mind, part of me thought that he was going to meet me there, but no, I had to wait like 30 more minutes. And so I'm reading him the whole time. Finally meet up with him. He all excited. And I'm just looking at him like, don't get no ideas, because I don't want you to sit up here thinking that I'm something that I'm not. Like, ain't no reason. He acted like he done got his entire life. he, he got a hug, then he wanted another hug, and he was talking about, you smell so good, and child, you would have thought that he was my child, the way he like just fell into my arm. I was like, what is going on? Like, he tall. So the second hug, he was sitting in his vehicle, and so he was like, yeah, let me get another hug. So even though he's tall and was in an SUV type situation, I was kind of over him. And so I did like this, and he like really like, it was just like a child, the way he was like, you just so soft. You just so soft. I was like, Lord. So I met up with him. That was cool. He was going to go over to his cousin's house and watch the game last night. And he was supposed to text me. He didn't. And so, I'm not. Now, keep in mind, none of this that I'm telling y'all is like leading up to me saying, oh, I like him, and hopefully we can be something. I'm still not really looking for nothing. I'm trying to focus on myself. I ain't here for nobody. I'm good where I'm at. Everybody be lit. Man, didn't I tell y'all the first day I got here, I hadn't even made it home to look in my folks' face yet. And I stopped by the store. I needed some things. Somebody was following me around the store. They be doing the most. I'm talking about, I'm dog tired. My knee. It took me like 45 minutes to get out the car, y'all. My knee was towed down. I'm over here limping. This man following me around the store. Like, it was obvious he was doing the most. And I was just like, see, I forgot how they do here in Montgomery. The dudes be doing the most. And I don't even like going out the house. I don't like coming out because they be doing the most. I don't like having to go nowhere. That's why I like doing stuff early in the morning when people don't like being up and they want to still be in the bed and out in the streets and stuff. Do that. So, but I don't know. I keep y'all updated on that situation. I don't know. But I don't know. There are several other people who've been trying to talk to me. Like, it's this other dude who lives here. He young. And I'm just like, sir, like, no. Like, you are young. You like a year or two younger than my ex. I'm tired. Like, why all the young people trying to talk to me? What's going on? Like, no. So, but yeah, on to the meat and potatoes, child. Just know it's a lot of people be trying to holler, and I just be like, nah, I'm good where I'm at. And then, like, we got a game today. The game started at 6:45. It's 5:33 now. This dude, he's a LSU fan. So we definitely are enemies today, if nothing else. I done read him all day. So anyway, here go the meat and potatoes, child. The not so divorced man been hitting me up almost every single day since I left. This man been setting it off on the left, right, front, and back. So I told y'all that I could not figure out why it was that I could not record. Like, normally I should be able to, in my mind, I feel like I should be able to screen record when I'm talking to somebody or whatever, but it's not going to do anything. Like, I can't hear myself, I can't hear them. The only way I could do it is if I'm on Facebook or I'm actually FaceTiming somebody. So a normal phone call, I can't do it unless I have my own other device. So I had my old phone, and so I was like, yeah, I don't know what it was. Someone told me to record these specific conversations. So the first conversation that I started recording, because like I said, he's been calling me almost every day. He calling me. He talking about work. He telling me about all the things going on at work. So one of the other conversations that we was having, he was just like, man, you left. I can't believe you left me like that. I was like, I just started laughing. Like, I just be laughing at people, man. I just be like, what is you talking about? He was like, you left me. I ain't get no hug or nothing. And I just started laughing because I'm like, I don't know why you thought you was going to get a hug from me, sir. I'm tired. Like, you have tried me. So he was just like, I know I messed up. He kept on admitting to how he fumbled me, so to speak, or whatever. Because it's like, at this point, sir, you're still married, so what are you talking about? And I read him. I was like, you do know that you don't deserve to be able to have any type of access to me. after how you did me. So he just keeps he keeps trying to stick with this narrative of he really thought that he had gotten divorced, that the divorce was final and all this other stuff, but he kind of found out the wife didn't sign the paperwork. Why would she sign the paperwork when you taking care of her? Why? She ain't got to pay no bills. Why would she do that? What is she talking about? And she know that you live for your son, like you actually are a great father. That's one redeeming quality about yourself. You actually are an amazing father. So why would she give up such a situation, an amazing situation? Now you and then you moved into this nice big house. Like what? Why would she do that? Why would she do that? So anyway, he talked about how he really, really, really missed me and all this other stuff, child. I rolled my eyes the whole time. I was like, sir, I hear you, but you tried me. I really sat up here and started liking you. You made me look crazy out here in these streets. And he was saying that that wasn't his intention, and he really, 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 really hates that it ended up the way it did. He told me that he would feel some type of way if I ended up with some dude. He told me that he said he don't know what he would do if I popped up online one day and I said I'm getting married. He said, ain't no telling. He said he might drive down here. He might fly down here, drive down here. And then my dad'll come out with a gun and he'll turn around, all this other stuff. I was like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, here he come again, asking me who is this dude, who is that dude. So I posted a picture with my friend that's in the hospital. He asked me who he was. I told him that he's somebody that I've been friends with, that I met at Alabama State University since 2003. We've been friends since then. And yes, he is somebody that lived for me. I can't help that people like me. It is what it is. But I genuinely went over there to see him because I hadn't seen him, and I was not expecting him to still be in the hospital. And then I saw that his daughter was posting stuff, and I'm like, he's still in the hospital? What is going on? So, he was asking me about it, and I told him. So I was like, it is what it is. I said, all you need to know is whenever I decide to pick up the phone and you want to ask me about somebody, just know I'm going to be truthful. Oh, if I'm busting it wide open, I'm going to tell you. And it's going to hurt your feelings because you ain't getting it. Like, it's just, like, I done told him. He was like, yeah, you right. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I already told y'all he has erectile dysfunction and all this other stuff. Well, I still make a point to say stuff to him about his wife. So I was like, I said, why don't you go ahead and get you something for your wife? I forgot why I said it, because something made it so I could segue into it. He was like, man, I already told you, we can't do nothing. And then, my wife got some things going on with her. I was like, what you talking about? So she has fibroids really, really bad. Something happened in like a couple of months ago. She ended up getting fibroids really, really bad. And like he said that she had walked by him and had like a balled up covers and stuff because she had bled everywhere. She was bleeding so heavy, bleeding everywhere. And because of what he got going on, she has to like basically postpone surgery. Now, he ain't listening to me when it comes to the tea, so I'm pretty sure she wouldn't listen either. And then she probably would be like, where you heard this from? And then she'll be jealous and there. Like, it's just a lot. It's a whole lot. I ain't even get into that. But, so he was just like, he feels some type of way because he has to turn himself in every weekend. He turned himself in Friday. So this man called me Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I was confused when he called me Friday. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you had to turn yourself in. He was like, I do. I ain't got to turn myself in until 8 o'clock. I go in at 8, and then I get out 8 a.m., I think he said, on Monday morning or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's been trying to figure out, what's really going on, because when he went to the jail, they said one thing. They made it seem like he only had 15 days to serve, and I was like, that makes no sense. How they gonna tell you out of a year sentence you're supposed to do 30 days, but for some reason on record, or they're talking about, oh, well, we only see you only got to do 15 days. I was like, that don't make no sense, but okay. So he was on the phone with me driving from home, from where he was at, to go to the clerk's office to see what they had on file. And I'm saying to myself, that's a waste of gas, but go off though. One of the days we was on the phone, and he was at some place to get the tire fixed because she no longer has a vehicle because her transmission went completely out in the vehicle that she did have. And so I was like, you need to go ahead and buy a vehicle. Go ahead and buy a vehicle. So he was like, man, no, I ain't finna do all that for her. And so my friend ended up hearing the messages and of that particular conversation, because the conversation started off with him telling me that he was at the place getting his tire fixed because she had like hit a curb, and the way that she hit it, it wasn't a situation where they could patch the tire. I never knew if he turned his other vehicle back in because I didn't see it, because he was in such love. He was in love with that car he had. So he told me, he was like, well, I just sold that. I just sold that last week. I said, what? Because you don't understand. Like, you would have thought that car was everything. I mean, it wasn't nothing wrong with the car. I just would have never thought that of all the vehicles that I've seen him have, that would be the vehicle that he lived for. Because he's had like a Charger and all the other stuff. The different cars that men, guys like to have. Whatever. He's had some kind of nice Charger and he sold it. He was like, look, some man made me an offer I couldn't refuse, so I had to go ahead and part ways with it. I was like, oh, okay. So, and he keeps up, he don't play by that. He keeps up the maintenance on his vehicles. So it ended up being a good situation with that. So he has 2 more vehicles. I forgot what one of them was, but this other one is this big old SUV. I told y'all one day I was sitting in my car and he ended up riding up next to me, and I looked over because he just sat in the middle of the street. And I guess because it was early morning, everybody that was going to be out and about really wasn't going to be that heavy traffic or whatever, because most people were at school, at work or whatever, still asleep. And he sat there and I looked over and I saw it was him. I was like, oh my gosh, like that SUV was so nice. So he still has that SUV. He just wasn't driving it and he was just paying the note because gas high. But now he ain't got no choice but to drive it. So yeah, he was letting her drive the vehicle. And he's already told me in the past that she can't drive. She drives terribly. And he hates whenever, because he says that she dogs the brakes out. That's one thing he been told me. He was like, I don't like her driving none of my vehicles because she dog brakes out like it ain't nothing. He told me he used to go through so many brake pads and things. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, well, dang, why is she braking hard like that? Don't even make no sense. I don't understand. A lot of people don't know how to drive in general, so I guess it makes sense in a sense, but whatever. But, so yeah, he's been having to let her use his vehicle, and I'm like, well, she gonna say something. Like, y'all still married, and you expect for your son to be able to get from point A to point B and all this other stuff, and then when you gone on the weekends, because you got to turn yourself in, she got to be able to get from point A to point B with y'all son. So, I mean, but yeah, I told him, I was like, well, you need to go ahead and get a vehicle. He was like, no, I can't do that. I ain't finna do all that. I was like, sir. But anyway, he told me that, they sleep in separate rooms. She sleep in the bedroom, the main bedroom, and he either sleeps on the couch or sleeps in the guest room. I don't know if I believe all that. I don't know. It's like part of me kind of believes that he really did mean well and all that. Like his story never changes about when he first saw me. He said that he was enamored with me since the first day he saw me. And I'm just looking at him like, why? Because if you catch me on a day when I got to stay over, I'm pissed off anyway. And he claims that he saw me when I walked over to not the new department, the most hated department. Oh, I hate it. When I tell you, I be having to prepare myself. Like, no, I know I ain't had no smile on my face. My friend was over there because he was training people at the time. And so he told me, I saw you. You went over there and you was talking to him. And he told me that he never told me this part before. He said, I went over there to him. And I asked him, who were you? And he told me that my friend said, oh, that's Blenda. She a good worker. Da da da. All this other stuff. And he just kept the way he kept coming at him about me. He was like, well, dang, you acting like you like her. He was like, I do. I said, no, you didn't tell my friend that. So I was like, oh, he dirty because he ain't never say this to me. He be knowing things. My friend be knowing stuff. He be knowing little things. So he might know some things. And I'm like, sir, just don't. So, yeah. Like he was like, yeah, he kind of was asking questions about me, and I was like, he was like, dang, you asking all these questions like you like us, something. He was like, I do. I was like, oh my God, why would you do that? I said, you know that's my friend, right? I knew him before I started working here. So that happened. I was like, Lord, what in the world? He just makes a point to just tell me that he just lived for me ever since he first saw me. And I'm just like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I just hate that I allowed myself to start liking him because he became so consistent to the point where I was just like, dang, this is the consistency I've always wanted with somebody. I couldn't even believe it. So I should have known it was too good to be true. Because it's like, why would somebody do right by me? That don't happen. Like, it's sad, but I mean, it is what it is. But like, he really became super consistent, and then he ended up getting locked up because he was drunk. And I'm just like, sir. So then, we had serious conversations about him being locked up. Y'all, he's going to have to put in his letter of resignation. Whenever I have conversations with him and I know information, I always go over in my mind whether or not I should share what I do know. Okay? Because earlier in the week, he was telling me that he might not be able to stay on, and he gonna get fired, or if he needs to put in his letter of resignation or whatever, and he don't know what he gonna do because he ain't gonna have no money coming in. I told him that even though he's been there 2 years, he should be able to get his 401k. So he had completely forgotten about it, and I told him, I said I shouldn't even tell you this. So I prefaced everything with, I probably shouldn't even tell you this. Like, I should be petty and not even tell you this. Like, I make a point to let him know, like, I'm kind of still pissed off because it's like, you tried me. Like, and I really was about to look stupid in front of everybody at work. And they would have already knew your tea. They already would have knew, like, oh, they still married. Because some of them people see her. Like, I know, like, y'all, I know exactly where this woman at every Sunday. I know the church. I could go right there, right now. Like, even though I'm not in Virginia, I could go straight to that city, and I would know exactly where she is. Like, if I ever needed to know where she was, I could catch her on a Sunday. I knew exactly where she at. But it's like, I don't feel like she would listen to me, and I don't want to be that person that'll go up and approach nobody else. I feel like you should approach the person that you're dealing with. Now, the only way that's kind of different is if that other person is your best friend, or, a relative or something like that, then okay, we need to have words too. But I don't know. It's like I feel some type of way. And I think that's why I answer the phone. Because it's not like I'm short of, friends or people that are already interested in me, who've been interested in me either. So it's like, I don't know. Very familiar. And then he keeps on making a point again to say how easy it is for him to talk to me. And he was just like, he just kept saying how he fumbled me. Kept talking about, however he said it, he was basically saying he fumbled me. Like, he was like, I really messed up. Like, I wanted to be with you. I wanted to be with you so bad. And I messed that up. And I sat up here and made another mistake. I'm 45 years old. I done did all this stuff in the past. You done accepted me despite what I done told you about my past. And I sat up here and did this stuff again. And I'm sitting up here doing all this. Now I'm missing time with my son because his son really do live for him. And it's crazy. And I'm just like, sir. So, yeah. It's been an interesting week. As y'all know, I've been here a week. So, it's been a very interesting week. My bed should be here on Monday because they lied and said it was going to be here Friday and it didn't come. Not Sunday. Thursday night. The shipping all of a sudden changed. I got a notification and everything. It was so random. And I'm like, why would y'all even send me a notification just to tell me that? It was so random. I was like, see, y'all knew y'all was wrong. Because it initially said it was going to come Monday anyway. And then my folks was like, oh, no, it's probably going to come. The dog over here. What you want, girl? What you want? What you want? Stop wagging your tail. What you want? What you want? So anyway, y'all, I don't know. So I'm supposed to be getting my little bed Monday. I just want to be comfortable while I'm here, and I'm not gonna have room to do my king size bed, so ain't no reason for me to, and then it's a lot I'm gonna have to put together. I'm not putting all that back together. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, if everything go according to plan, I'm not taking that bed with me. I'm gonna give it to my brother if he needs it, because he has a king size bed right now. So if nothing else, I'm gonna give him that the frame, or I'm gonna sell it to somebody or something, because I want a sleep number bed. I have wanted one for the longest, and wherever I get into, that's, because I'm gonna be on a wait list or whatever. I'm just like, everything, you just gotta wait, and I'm like, no, I'm not finna do it. I'm not settling. So hopefully I'll be getting either a sleep number, which is more than likely what I'm gonna get. Nectar, I think, is one, and Fig. Those are the 3 bed options, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a sleep number that I'm gonna get. So I'm not even gonna worry about it. Like, especially like once I know for a fact, oh, this when I'm moving. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna order it so it could be there in time for me to be moving in. Because worst case scenario, I'll sleep on the couch a couple of days if it end up being like that. Because I've been used to it since February anyway, so it is what it is. But I'm very excited. Y'all. I'm going to call a few places on Monday, because I need to know what is going to be so different about the social work licensure and everything now. My mom is telling me not to worry about it, but I'm trying to explain to my mama that traumatized me. That is a situation that traumatized me, because I thought I would have been a social worker for umpteenth years by now, like from 2007 until now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have still been a social worker had that not happened to me, which was me not passing the licensure examination within the time frame. And then, even though like 6 months later I got on with another place, social work wise, I was only able to stay with them for 6 months. It was some shady stuff that went down, and they thought they was gonna try me, and it didn't work. they was trying to block my unemployment, and they were in the wrong. And I was just like, what we're not gonna do is this. Like, they don't want me to release. They don't want me to release the receipts. See, y'all, when I tell y'all, I ain't even have to say what I was gonna say, and they repeated what I said to them. The funds was in my account the next day. It had been a month when they kept going back and forth. I'm looking like, why they ain't giving me my money? I was there for exactly 6 months, which means I am entitled to my money. This ain't no at-will state. You gonna run me my money. And I did everything I was supposed to do. I came to work. I did everything I was supposed to do. But yeah, they tried to try me. And it didn't work. But I'm still kind of traumatized by that situation. My mama don't understand that. And my daddy was trying to tell her, like, well, let her call them and see, what's going on with that, because that makes sense. And my mom was like, don't worry about that. She just need to get her foot in the door and, let her just get hired on. Then she worry about it later. I'm like, Mom, that's what it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to get hired on, and once I got hired on, I went and I started taking the examinations, because I started getting the money. And they have a time frame. You have to wait, like, I don't know if it changed, but you got to wait like 90 days in between each time you take the test to sit for the test. And I'm not trying to sit up here and keep coming up off of hundreds of dollars. Like, I think I paid $4 something, $5 something each time I sat for the test. Don't nobody got almost like $1,000. Why? I don't want to spend $400 or $500 or something to sit for a test over and over again within whatever time frame it is. But like I told my mama, I said, this is my plan. When I start calling them folks, I want to ask them, is it possible that I can come in under the title of caseworker, because I had already passed that before, and I could just take that examination again, and that, that'll be what I come in under, so that it can kind of save me in the event of me not being able to be social worker. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, essentially, I come in under a social worker, but I have that, so I can fall back on that, and y'all can be like, "Ooh, girl, yeah, you still got your job," like, so I ain't gotta, deal with that no more, because it's very traumatizing. Like, I had to put in my letter of resignation. I was so sad. I was really depressed, because I know that social work is what I'm meant to do. So that was just a really, like, trying time for me. And I had so many moments, and my ex was looking at me sideways, and I'm like, man. And then, like, it was another slap in the face when I actually got a social work job when I was in Raleigh. So I moved to be with my ex, and he kept saying, oh, we got jobs here, we got jobs here. Alabama was on a hiring freeze, and we were going to be long distance, and he was not really going to be here for that. And I was like, man, let me just leave. I ain't say nothing to nobody. I packed my stuff and left and went to Raleigh, North Carolina. I applied. Them people did the same thing that they did at DHR, and they were like, we love you, we want you. Like, they saw the work that I did here in Montgomery, and they went off that. My background was clean. My background check was still valid, because I think back then it was 7 years or 10 years. I think it's 7 years that it holds. And so I was like, okay. And then people was like, oh, we'll see you on Monday. Like, it was funny because I was in the parking lot. I was in the parking lot at the place with my ex, and I answered the phone, and it was them, and I was just like, oh. And I mean, them people were so happy on the phone. Like, oh my gosh, we went over your resume. We love what we've seen. We want you. Ain't met me a day in life, just talking to me, and I'm just like, oh, okay, don't know nothing about me. I hadn't even had the interview. It's literally the same exact thing that happened to me when I got my job before. They hadn't really had no dealings with me. I got my internship. I can't, and see, this is the way I had to explain it to my mama. I said, Mom, because at first she tried to argue me. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. For me, it's different because I know that social work is what I know I'm supposed to be doing. When I applied for my internships, we had like 3 options that we were supposed to put down. Y'all, I put 1 because in my mind, I was going to be there, and everybody and their mama was bidding for that job. There were only 3 positions, y'all. Only 3. Now, in my mind, I said, I don't care what nobody else say or think. In my mind, that job is mine. That internship is mine. Who got it? I got it. Like, I was just like, I wasn't worried about it, y'all. I didn't put nothing else down on the paper. And I was just like in my mind, you wouldn't have been able to tell me I wasn't getting that job. And I got the job, or I got the internship. Then, when I put in my applications, I waited until it was like almost time to graduate before I started putting in my applications for a job. And I put in my job only for that job. And to this day, you can go on. I can log in to my account that's on there, and I saw it. It was still up there when I applied again. For when I applied, and that application is still up there, and I got that job. I graduated on the 5th. On the 7th, then people was calling me and asked me was I still interested in the job. The same month, May 5th, then May 7th. And they just basically said I had to come in because it was a technicality. I had to come in and do the interview. Had the job. In my mind, like certain things, it's just like I just know I'm going to get it. I ain't worried about it. So it's like, yeah. So I'm hoping that I'll have such success again, but I won't have to worry about the licensure because that is going to stress me out. I just want to pass it once and for all and keep up with the continuing education part of it, so I ain't got to worry about all that, keeping it up. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to go in here and continue watching Loki. I got to watch the last episode. I already saw Force, and I'm going to look into some other things. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.